Dr. T.S.K. Avinashilingam, Chancellor of Avinashilingam University, Dr. Sheila Ramchandran, Vice Chancellor, and I must also thank you for the very kind words that you said about me, and I must also thank you for your visit to Delhi when there was a conference of the women speakers of the world. Members of the Board of Management, Dr. Gauri Ramakrishnan, Registrar, faculty and students of the University, Srimati Rajshri Prati, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media. Let me congratulate all of you on this International Day of Older Persons. I'm also a part of that. And I was for 5 years handling a ministry, the Ministry for Social Justice and Empowerment, which was entrusted with the responsibility of the welfare and protection of the senior citizens in our country. I consider it my good fortune that I was able to work very closely with the senior citizens of our country. We used to celebrate this day with great aplomb when I was the minister, and I'm sure it is being done also now in Delhi and all over the country. When I was small, a young girl, I used to see my parents worship my grandmother like a goddess. My father would never go out of station to any other city unless he touched his mother's feet and took her blessings. Whenever he returned, he would touch her feet. We were taught to do the same. Things have changed now, but in those days we were given, as children, given new clothes only on festive occasions. Nowadays, it is more frequent. And whenever we wore new clothes, the first thing that we were asked to do was to go and touch our grandmother's feet and our parents' feet. This is our tradition. And this is the day when we should remember that high tradition that we've had in our culture and civilization and make a pledge that we will revive it and we will follow it in letter and spirit. We have this great tradition of respecting our elders. So I congratulate, first of all, Honorable Chancellor, Madam Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and faculty and the students who have organized a very beautiful function in honor of the senior citizens and have very kindly invited me to inaugurate this function. Thank you. I'm delighted to be in this vibrant city of Coimbatore, which, besides being a major commercial hub of the South, is a renowned educational center. I'm deeply touched that the university is commemorating this Day of the Elders. I greet all the senior citizens assembled here and wish them continued good health and happiness in the years ahead. As soon as I entered the university, today is a special day for me. I love going to centers of education. I love going to schools, colleges, universities, schools in the remote areas of rural India, schools, colleges in inaccessible areas where children still till today are studying under the shade of a tree. I like to go and meet them, share my thoughts with them, exchange ideas. And you see, you have welcomed me here, but actually I feel obliged that I am here today standing, able to absorb the energy, the freshness which fills this auditorium. It's so rejuvenating, so invigorating, and I come from a field of dust and storm, and there's so much of harshness, and it is hard. And when I come to a function like this, you give me an opportunity to breathe in oxygen. So thank you. And as I said, it is a special day for me because as soon as I entered your university, after you gave me the Guard of Honor, I was introduced to a very bright young woman who teaches English. And she told me how she has overcome her challenges, and with great confidence, I wonder if she's sitting here, with great confidence, she told me that she has studied all the books. I remember I have done English literature, and we had to read so many of those fat books for our exam. She has read all of them, and she is teaching. I thought she was a student, but she's a teacher. Anjum Khan, yes, Anjum Khan. And there was another girl, she's a student, and she has overcome the difficulties, the severe difficulties, and she is learning. There's another girl who again has overcome. It is a sort of human will. When I was a little girl, about 5-year-old, one day my father told me that he wants to take me to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And children were not really allowed to go to Rashtrapati Bhavan unless when they to visit the Mughal garden. But he said no, he wanted me to meet somebody very special. So holding his finger, I went to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the President of India at that time. He was standing in a hall, and there was an English lady, there was a European lady, young lady, who was standing by his side. She had kept a pillow on his shoulder, and she had put her hand on that pillow, and when he was speaking, there were vibrations in the pillow. She was feeling those vibrations with her hand, and her secretary was standing by her side, was interpreting what was being said. And she was replying to what the president was saying. Who was she? She was Helen Keller. She couldn't see, she couldn't hear, she couldn't speak. And she had traveled all the way to India, and she was meeting the President of India. You work with sensitivity. Sensitivity is very important. I have learned this from my parents. My father had spent long years in Indian politics. Before that, as a young man, he was a freedom fighter. When you're fighting against the British and an empire as powerful as the British Empire, and you're simultaneously fighting against the social evils within your own society, it is tough. And the circumstances hardened you. Even otherwise, as we spend time, more and more time in our journey of life, the struggles, the travels that we go through harden us. But the challenge lies in not getting hardened. The challenge lies in remaining sensitive. So, your university has shown that sensitivity. You are inculcating sensitivity. I congratulate you for what you are doing. It is easy to teach the subjects. Easy to teach English, literature, Hindi, Tamil, maths, computer science, engineering, medical science. It is a bit difficult to teach sensitivity and qualities of heart. You are teaching that. You are a cut above. I'm so glad you have invited me and I'm able to come. Yesterday, I was in the Indian Chamber of Commerce, and while speaking there, I made one observation which I want to repeat. I said I'm partial to women. I'm avishedly partial to women. When men are around and I say it, I tell them, please don't listen to me. Or even if you listen to me, you join in what I'm saying. There's a research going on and there's a debate all over the world as to how women have lagged behind even when they have this phenomenal quality of multitasking. The young girls are sitting here, very bright girls are sitting here. If you see your mother, she'll get up in the morning, she will do at least 10 different kinds of college. And none of them are related to each other. Completely different. She'll cook for you. She'll iron your clothes. She'll sleep. If the electricity is not there, she'll also ensure that the generator is switched on. If there is any problem, she'll call the doctor or the plumber, depending on whatever the problem is. She's up and about, and if she's a working woman, she also gets ready. She also makes a tiffin ready for you, for herself and for your father. She drives the car to drop you or leaves you to the bus stop. She drives the car to her working place or takes a bus. All this is multitasking. She's not asking for anyone's help. And if she's a rural woman in rural India, she also attends to the cattle. Early in the morning she'll go and she will get the fodder for the cattle. Nowadays, because of the 72nd and 73rd Amendment of the Constitution, there's 30% reservation for women in the Panchayati Raj institutions. With the result, there's a silent revolution throughout the country at grassroots level. At times it is perceptible, at times it is not. We fail to notice it. But when I go to my constituency or in rural areas, I find that women who were hitherto confined to their homes and confined to only restricted to doing their domestic chores are now also going to the Panchayat Bhavan, managing the budget of the Panchayat, approving the schemes for the Panchayat, and they are in full control so far as administration is concerned, so far as finances is concerned, and so far as meeting the people around her is concerned. So women are multitasking, and yet they have lagged behind. They have this ability. There is a debate going on. I don't know what conclusion they would arrive at, all those who are doing the research. But I want our young women to think of what they are going to do for your future. You see, in England, Elizabeth Browning led the women's suffrage movement. It went on for about 100 years. 100 years, women of England were demanding rights to vote. They did not get it. Finally they got it after long struggle. In Switzerland, they didn't get it for a very long time. I think they got it in early 70s. Right to vote. Women have struggled in many of the advanced countries also for their rights. But these rights came to us as soon as India became independent and the constitution was drafted. Why? How did we suddenly get these rights? You must think. And the answer is not difficult. You see, in the national movement of India, which was being led by Mahatma Gandhi, he realized, he started it, he came from South Africa, And he traveled all over the country. He went to Champaran for the indigo farmers, take up their cause. And then he realized that unless he involves the women of this country in the freedom movement, there is no way India can gain freedom. There is no way. Such is the power of women of India. And on his call, women who were cloistered, leading a cloistered life, confined to their homes, came out on the roads. They were picketing, they were going to jail, they were suffering blows of lathis. They fought shoulder to shoulder with the freedom fighters of that day, of those days. And then it dawned